Hey, Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps, and I'm joined now with Teofimo Lopez. Teo, it's good to see you. Do you find it weird I call him Teo, not Teofimo?
No, not at all. No, of course. I mean, I find it, it's just like anyone can call me anything at this point. Takeover, Brooklyn, whatever. So I feel like, it's great to be here, and it just feels great to just be back on the scenes again.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty gritty here. October 16th, confirmed Barclay Center?
Yes, October 16th at the Barclay Center in Brooklyn, in New York, and I'm just so excited for it. I think that it's going to be something to watch for everybody, and it's going to be with Triller, of course, and it's going to be on the same day with Versus that they have been going on. That's been going very successful on their end. So I think it's something to very much for myself to look forward to, and for all the people out there, and especially for New York. This is my first time fighting at the Barclay Center. I fought at the Garden 6 times in my career, and all have been by knockout. So this one is definitely one that's going to be not just exciting for me at the Barclay Center, but also personal for me because it's Brooklyn, actual hometown of Brooklyn.
Okay, so as of this morning, per ESPN, George Kambosos has not signed off on the fight. And it's also being reported that he has requested $300,000 more on, I guess, per the agreement in order for him to sign off. Like, what do you make of that?
I make of it like someone's scared. I guess they talked a lot, and now they starting to see that it's now they got to pay the price for it. In my previous interviews, I stated out that, you disrespected my mother, you disrespected my team, and while I wasn't there, so you were a tough guy when I wasn't there. But I gave those guys a warning. Business is business. You could stir up the pot if you like, but don't cross the line of family. Family's a whole nother personal level. So now it's just my intent now is just to not just hurt this guy, but to really make him think twice about ever putting a pair of gloves on ever again in his life. So I think with him doing all that, and I think he's just trying to find a way out. Triller didn't pay me.
Right.
Triller didn't pay me to go out there and change my date. I'm just changing the date just so that instead of fighting on Monday Night Football on a Monday with the Raiders, and I think it's the Rams that are going against each other, or the Chargers.
It is the Chargers.
It's the Chargers, right? So that's a tough competition alone right there, because it's the Raiders against the Chargers, and that's and it's Monday Night Football. Football, everyone loves football here in America. So I think that it was a smart move for us on our end, and just moving it to October 16th, just so like a week or two more, and to have it on a Saturday.
Just for people who don't have a backstory on, you're talking about he had said stuff to your family. What specifically went down?
So when I was there, I wasn't there, but when my family were there, it pretty much came down to where they were in the lobby by the bar, and wherever the host hotel was, and he just pretty much just went off and said "Oh, get away from us! You guys have a disease," and pretty much out loud screamed at everybody, and everyone looked at my whole family, my team, with if they did have a disease, if they had COVID. When everybody else did their tests, they all came out negative. Mine, sadly, was the one that came out positive. So, I think those are the things, you don't do that. My mother's there, you see that. My team is there, you see that. There's just a strict line. I know you're upset with that, but there's you don't take that out, on that. And I know his manager, Peter Kahn, came up to my team afterwards and apologized, but it takes a real man to go out there and do it. If you cause that action, then you better be prepared for the reaction. So I think that it just comes down to that. You don't do stuff like that. And look, as bad as I want to hurt this guy, I still pray for him and his family and for him to see another day with his kids. But in reality, it's I'm here to break necks, I'm here to break faces, and I'm here to break Kambosos' face.
So the big question is let's say Kambosos does not sign off. Let's just say, I know that he's recently had a family tragedy, from my understanding. I think his grandfather passed away. So I'm not really quite sure what the deal is in terms of if in fact what if he does not sign off? Then what happens then?
Then he loses the biggest payday of his career. He loses the biggest opportunity of his lifetime. And, you're asking for $300K more when you're getting $2 million for this fight. And not only that, you're getting a chance of a lifetime to be displayed in national television where millions of people are going to watch you. And not only that, you get the chance to fight for all the titles at one shot. You know what I'm saying? that's what you're missing out. So for me, it's like, we're going to still fight. You know, October 16th is still going to happen. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just like, we're just going to have to get a substitute that comes about. So, you know, there's always ways around this stuff, you know, but Teofimo is going to be fighting, and we're not the ones over here denying anything. We're not trying to ask for any extra money. We're over here just trying to make the fight happen for the people out there, because it's been too long. We've moved this date 4 or 5 times already. So enough is enough.
So for the people who, because you know there was speculation at one point that you did not have COVID. That was like a big rumor circling. They were saying, blaming ticket sales or whatever it was. Would you like to respond to that? I mean, because you've said it, and you know, we've talked about that. You were really ill.
I was very ill. You know, I mean, everybody has their own thing, but we still live in a pandemic. You know, we're still living throughout the time.
People are catching the virus right now, right?
People are catching COVID, you know what I mean? And sadly, it was one of those where I did catch it, you know? And when I found out, I believe, on a Sunday. And really, it just like 6 days before, and got the results afterwards, a little later. And, man, I cried. Because I put a lot of work into this, 12 weeks of hard training, you know, during that time. And it just really comes down to, like, people are going to talk what they want to talk. People are going to say what they want to say. But in reality, what are you guys doing with your own life? Sorry, but I'm not sorry. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, you guys can point the finger at me, but point the finger at yourself and try to do better for your life. I'm over here just trying to get myself better. And I have asthma. You know, I could have died from this. Really, could have died from this. You know, but I thank God, and I thank the man above that he gave me a second chance at this, and now I'm just trying to do it right.
Right. So how has training been going for you? I know it's been a bit more extended than you were imagining it was going to be.
It's, to be honest, I would have to say, like, everything happens for its reasons. I truly believe that, and I truly believe that patience, you know, patience is everything in life. And I believe that really when it comes down to it is that I had to be more patient within myself. You know, I definitely want to fight. I'm a fighter. I definitely want to go out there and give my people out there that are into boxing and into Teofimo, I want to give them that excitement and that entertainment. But it also came down to where I just had to sit down a little bit, observe who I really am, get to know myself better, and I just started meditating and started writing down notes. I started, you know, just really getting in tune with myself, and with my intuition, and what I want in my life and my purpose, and what am I really here for? Because I did a good amount of things at just 16 fights alone. Yeah. At 23 years old.
Yeah.
So at
just a little. I mean.
So you know, now, and that was my Jordan year. So I feel like now 24, this is my Kobe year. This is that Mamba mentality. That's that different mindset where I go from being the same animal but a different beast, or being a different beast but the same animal, you know. And I think that's that mindset now, where how I want to carry myself, what do I want to represent as the takeover, what do I want for my foundation to bring out for the new generation, because I feel like at the same time I'm the middle child. I'm like little bro and big bro at the same time, and it's just all about just trying to bring back a positive influence to all those, because we all need it, you know. We all definitely need it. We're all thriving and striving for that. We all are hoping to have hope, you know, like there's still some light at the end of that tunnel, you know. And I think that's really what my goal is, my mindset. And the only way I could do this is when I go out there showcasing my skills and letting everybody know that, hey, it's been a long time coming, but I'm here, and I'm here to stay forever.
Do you have a prediction for the fight?
I do. My prediction is the first round knockout. I definitely want to get him out the way. I might even do something reckless where I drop him and I pick him back up, let the ref count him, and I go back to my neutral corner, and then I do it again, pick him back up. I really am, like, I'm crazy like that, you know? I'm crazy like that.
You've been visualizing this moment for a while, I'd imagine.
I have. I visualized me hitting him with different shots where he just stays low and stays down and doesn't want to get back up, but that's why I want to pick him back up, because I know that, you know, you got to wake up, you know, and kind of let you understand, like, you don't cross those barriers, you don't cross those lines. I didn't disrespect your wife, I didn't disrespect your kids, I didn't disrespect your team, you know, and I'm still not going to. You know, that's that maturity side of myself. You know, and I may be young, but I'm not dumb, you know, and I'm not broke neither, you know what I'm saying? So, and the reason why I say I'm not broke neither is, like, life is what we make of it, right? And I always believe that, like, rich is just a state of mind. You know, I feel like the best things in life are free. So when you get to understand that, and you understand the elements and the 4 elements and the 5th element of the tree of life, then you get to appreciate more of what you have already now, rather than what you see on social media and what you see out there. So I believe my prediction, yeah, for sure. And I bring that out, and I'm calling that out to the universe. First round knockout, and maybe snapping a vertebrae.
Whew. Okay. That's a prediction for you guys. You're fighting on it's Hispanic Heritage Month. What does that mean for you?
Familia, you know what I mean? So I think that it's oh my goodness, this is definitely something. It's an honor, you know. It's an honor, especially as a Latino, like to even just go out there and showcase my skills and to do something like that on Hispanic Heritage Month, you know, Latino Heritage Month. It's you know, a lot of people they see myself, they see Canelo, they see all the greats like ourselves doing things in the sport. You know, you have so many Latinos around the world in all different sports, and even just in general around. And to be one of those, and it's all about just giving that example much more, and just highly praising that and holding that, because everyone needs hope. We all need faith. We all need hope. We all need love. So everything is, you know, la familia siempre. And I think that is the best thing that I can ever do, is just give everybody amor. Con amor, tú puedes hacer todo. So it's like, that's why I live by it. That's what I see it, and that's what I believe it. And you know, God is blessing me more than I could ever ask for. And it's not for me to receive. It's for me to drop down for everybody else. Like after this fight, I am planning on going to Honduras. I'm planning to go to different third world countries to give back. You know what I mean? Like even by just showing my face, but it's also more than that. It's about giving like food, giving all those things that they can't afford. You know, or giving them books, giving them bags, backpacks. You know, giving them those things, like just trying to help the communities in all different ways.
How important is it for you, you know, being now in the position that you are, to make sure that you maintain, you know, not just being a role model, but actually using your name and in some cases, like for some people, like your earnings to sort of give back to less fortunate?
I believe that, you know, like I'd rather be a giver than a taker. You know, takers may eat better, but givers sleep better at night. You know, so I feel like at the end of it all, it's all about just that is the main true reason why I'm here. I really believe that. I believe that I'm here because what makes the greats so great? They left a legacy. They left something that inspired so many of us.
Right.
Muhammad Ali was the greatest of all time. Why? Because he stood for something rather than falling for anything. You know, or we could go back to Black History Month. We could go into the Latino History Month. We could go into just American history, whatever. Like everything leads into all those things, where even the natives, and it all leads back to something very, very, very truthful, and that was love, compassion, understanding, lots of patience, because we don't have patience in this world no more. Like a lot of us just want to be like, why am I not getting it now?
Yeah.
Why am I not getting it fast? But when you get things so fast, it'll hit you like a ton of bricks, and then next thing you know, you're falling on your ass and you're not ready for it. So take your time with things and understand why you're in a situation that you're in, and understand, is this the way my life is supposed to be? No. The bus runs every day, like Morgan Freeman says. You know, the bus runs every day, so what is your excuse? You got to go out there and get it. You know, there's no other way around it. There's no such thing as fast money. You know, and fast money goes away just as much as you get it.
It's the truth.
It's the fastest thing, you know. So
It's like, you know, did you hear about how people win the lottery, how quickly they go broke?
yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same theory. It's the same thing. Everything takes time. You
Yep.
know, when you plant a seed, a tree doesn't grow overnight. You know, so it's all about just putting those things into understanding. Understand yourself. Stop trying to get acceptance from everyone else in this world, because some of them don't even love their own selves. Start humbling yourself. Sit down and humble yourself and kind of understand where you want to be in life and how you want to hold yourself. I think that's the main true key of it. And for me, it's like just dropping these things when I have these opportunities, and then going out there and showing them that that's what it's about. What you love, don't ever take no for an answer. Be a leader, because we already have enough followers in this world as it is. And stop looking into look into social media, cool, but don't fall into the tricks. I've seen people sit on a $250,000 car and take a picture of it, and it's not even theirs, and people believe it was theirs. I could do the same thing, you know what I mean? Because people believe that we have that and everything, and even if we do, for what? You know, there's certain ways we could live our life. Not that we should live our life, but there's certain ways that we could live our life. You don't have to live your life like somebody else. You know, be you, be odd, you know, be different.
Authentic.
Be authentic, be unique, be weird, be crazy, be something that people don't want to see. You know, be something that people don't want to believe in. You know, and I think that that's the true meaning of life. Life is to live, not to suffer. You know, people say, man, I'm just surviving. I'm like, fuck surviving, I'm living. You know, I don't plan on surviving. I plan on living.
It's interesting how people don't differentiate. They don't see the difference in that. There's getting up every day and just living, and then there's people who actually strive for more, and they strive to live better.
Yeah, because surviving is like you're dealing with a circumstance, and you're like okay with it. Bruce Lee says it, the hell with circumstances, I create opportunities. And the only way you create opportunities is by showing a lot of hard work. And sometimes those days are going to be so hard, but those are the days that matter the most. Because how are we able to enjoy the fruits of our labor if we're not going through hardship, if we're not going through the rough times? How do we know what joy feels like if we're not dealing with pain? How do we know what good feels like if we don't know what bad is? You know, everything goes back to the yin and yang. Everything goes back to all those. So everybody's going through something, and I understand that. I really do. And I'm not here to be the one to, like, brag and boast. I've never been the type. I think that it's just really, I just want to give everyone that kind of, I'm dropping seeds here, you know, and it's up for you guys to take that. You know, it's a food for thoughts.
It definitely is.
You know, so if you're hungry and you want some food for thoughts, there you go, you know. You work with yourself, you know. We all believe in the higher. We all believe in God. So I feel like in reality, God is love. So love yourself first, because in reality, we're perfection in His eyes. We are. Like, whether you're fat, skinny, ugly, if you think you're ugly, whatever, hairy, reckless, whatever, like, in God's eyes and to everything else, we're perfect in His eyes. We're imperfectly perfect. And because there's only one person that's perfect, and that's Him. You know, so it's all about just really just understanding those things, man. I can't wait to go back out there and give what you guys want to see, man, because it's been a long time coming, you know, and I know that everyone wants to see what I'm capable of doing since the Lomachenko fight. Hey, shoot, even me. You know what I mean? So I'm just all about having a good time, man, enjoying myself, love what you do, you know, and if someone's going through some hardships, you know, give them a helping hand. You know, it doesn't hurt anything to help people. You know, it doesn't cost anything to be kind. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't cost anything to be kind. It costs $0 to be kind, you know, and it costs $0 to give love. So, you know, choose your poison, choose your fruits. You know, the difference between a flower and a weed is judgment. The difference between a flower, because it's unknown, because it is the unknown. The difference between a flower and a judgment. I mean, the difference between a flower and a weed is judgment. So, yeah, there's a flower that looks very beautiful, but it'll, just like how beautiful it'll look, it'll die. A weed may look ugly, but it grows and it doesn't stop growing.
Deep. It's going to transition a little differently now, because I'm about to bring up a name that I'm sure is going to unleash some talk from you. I'm going to show you a clip. I recently did an interview
I get all excited
with Josh Taylor.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so
What up, mate?
if you,
What up,
I'm
mate?
gonna press play. Let me see. Hold on. Let me turn it up.
Did he agree to my terms? Did he agree to my terms? I gotta hear.
Well, you're gonna let's see what he said.
Did he say I have unfinished business again?
All right, so you're gonna hold the mic, and I'm gonna press.
This is Behind the Gloves, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, how do I press play?
Oh wait, maybe you might need.
Is it the Wi-Fi?
You see what I'm. This is technology.
Your name has been quite a bit of a hot topic amongst the others, anywhere from 147 even down to 135. Let's talk about Teofimo Lopez. Now, he said recently, I know he's got a fight ahead of him. He's aware of that. He got George Kambosos coming up actually next week. But
It's supposed to be next week.
he said said that he has absolutely no interest in a rematch with Lomachenko because he has his eyes set on you. What do you make of that?
He can have his eyes set on me all he wants, but he's got a lot of work to do. He needs to get in line. You know, I've got a massive target on my back, and there's bigger fish than him out there to fry. So he needs to join the queue.
I'm a koi fish.
You know, he thinks he's undisputed champion at lightweight, but he isn't. He needs to win all.
That's why you were number 7.
He needs to beat Devin Haney. He needs to beat Garcia to prove that he is the best, and all the other fighters at lightweight that are good. Yeah, he's had one good win, albeit a very good win against Lomachenko. But
See how his eyes get big when he says that? One good win.
He's still got a lot of things to prove. And if he comes up and that fight does happen, I'll happily take him apart and put him back down to bring him back down to earth with a bang. I'd love it.
Okay. I think in reality, we're gonna make the fight happen. We got to. Come on. I mean, I'm hearing all different types of things, but if he's saying that I did finish what I had to finish, you know what I mean? The rest of these guys have to catch up. You know, like ketchup, they got to catch up. You know, and in reality, there's no such thing as bigger fish. You know, he's talking about Crawford and everything. Crawford got work to do right now. He's dealing with his people right now. That he got to fight his mandatory, right?
Sean Porter.
No. I'm talking about Josh Taylor.
Oh,
Doesn't
yeah,
he have
Josh,
to?
yeah,
He has to Jack Catterall. So all right, he has to get that. But then I'm hearing that he's gonna move up to 147 to fight Crawford after that.
He hopes to.
He hopes to
get the winner of like Crawford and
Listen,
Porter.
why not? Let's do this, man. Look, just like Leo Santa Cruz and Gervonta Davis did at 130 and 135, they did a combination for the WBA. Why can't we do the same thing for Undisputed, where it's the lightweight division, Undisputed lightweight world champion against the Undisputed junior welterweight champion, right? We combine those two together. Winner becomes a 2-time Undisputed world champion. And we do a catch weight at either 137.5, 137.5, or 139, right? Do a catch weight at that and make the fight happen, where all the belts are aligned together. If we're having YouTubers and all these other guys in the mix of this sport, then I feel like anything's possible at this point. I mean, anything. If they could have Leo Santa Cruz and Gervonta Davis fight for 130 and 35, then why can't we do that? So there's your offer. And I'm just going to go out there, tune in, October 16th, Josh. And as I knock out, you know, George Kambosos Jr. And then after that, you know, we'll go and we'll see what you say afterwards.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. I will definitely catch up after the fight in regards to this. But he did mention Devin Haney, and you had said that there was a meeting of some sort set up, and he didn't. It was supposed to with Bob Arum, correct? Like, what happened there?
They were supposed to have a meeting so that way we could negotiate on our fight terms and just make the fight happen. You know, I mean, the guy's been talking my name out, been saying it, and he's like, yeah, let's do it. You know, holding that fake WBC belt for life. You know, and really we just came down to where Bob was supposed to meet them, and next thing you know, it was a no-show. Yeah, he was supposed.
No word, no nothing.
No, they were supposed to meet him on a Tuesday, and they never showed up. So, I mean, there's my answer right there that these guys don't want to fight. So it's just like, look, I think anybody that goes, any fighter that's in my weight class that goes to my fight, October 16th, you're not going to be allowed in my ring because I'm not going to have you try to get some fame off of my hard work that I did for, you know? I'm not going to have Devin Haney do me like he did Ryan Garcia. You know what I mean? He went up, but he went up in the ring, got some clout out of it, called each other out. They looked like buffoons doing that, and they never fought each other. Yeah, I'm not one to do that. You know, if you're going to come in my ring and you're going to do that stuff, best believe I'm going to push you, I'm going to slap you for even just trying to impress me. That's how I am, though. I really am. I really am. And ain't no love in this.
Where does Ryan Garcia sort of sit in terms of the list that you have of who you want to fight? Is he in the top 3? Is he not in your sights?
Whoever's willing to step up to my fight, you know, whoever's willing to try to take food off my plate, whoever is daring to themselves to try to take food off my plate, you know, my table's right there. You know, my table has a seat already ready for any fighter that wants to come in and try to take my food, and then, you know, and just do that, you know. So there's nobody on my list. There's everybody on my list. Everybody. I mean, everyone from 35 to 40, and soon once I'm big enough, 47, 54, 60, like I want everybody, you know. But I know at the end of the day, like I'm still growing into that.
So, okay, so right now, what keeps you where you're at now? Like, what are the fights that keep you at where you're at right now? Or are you willing, after your mandatory George Kambosos, are you willing to move up if you really could get the Josh Taylor? Because Josh seems to be wanting to move up anyway. So,
yeah, I know, I get that, you know. So that's the thing. Like, it could be frustrating at times, you know, because like it would definitely be amazing to just have that happen in history. I don't think it's ever happened in boxing history where you have two guys that are undisputed fighting for to become two-time undisputed world champion. So, you know, my real goal really is just trying to break records, make history, put myself more in the history list. You know, I already made history becoming the youngest 4-belt champion in boxing era, you know, the 4-belt era. So, you know, and at 23 years young, you know, and the only one to do it at the lightweight division. So really it's like whoever else now from this point on is just to shut the critics up and just prove to myself what I am. And what I am is I, you know, and that's really what I hold down to, you know, and I believe that. So, you know, I really want to, I don't ask what boxing could do for me, I ask what I could do for boxing at this point, you know, and I think it's really just about just making these fights happen. It's going to be tough, but these guys will get their biggest paydays fighting me. George Kambosos is just getting, he's going to get the biggest payday of his career, $2 million that he's ever had. This is only a startup of my career. You know, $5.4 million is only a startup of my career. That's not the biggest payday of my career. I know where I'm headed. You know what I mean? I know where I'm headed. You know, if I came from making $1,000 a round, you know, in the beginning of my career, you know, and turning that into pretty much almost $6 million, you know, I'm doing something right. You know, it's just all about staying focused and taking my time with it. And then, you know, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, all these guys, we're going to make these fights happen. At least I am. You know, it's up to them whether they want to take it or not.
right. So October the 16th, live on Triller and Fight TV, for a lot of people that don't know. What are your final words? Do you have a final message? You look like you did.
Yes. My final message I could say is, man, thank you all for being as patient as you guys possibly can be during this time and during these rough times. I understand that everybody's been waiting for me, and I hope y'all understand that this is just certain things that just happen out of my hands and out of my powers, really. And it's all about just making everything look better now, and everything come back to its fruitions. You know, everything come back in a way where you guys will realize the things that were happening and realize why these things happened. So for everyone, man, tune in October 16th. Yes, on Fight TV. Yes, on Triller. Yes, on all those things, man. Barclay Center, you know, Brooklyn Stand Up, 718, BK all day. You know, and I think that in reality, man, I thank you all. I thank you all for always tuning in to Teofimo, the Takeover. And this is not the first time you'll hear of him, and this ain't the last time you'll hear of him. There's so much more that I'm looking forward to. I'm not shooting for the stars. I'm shooting for the Milky Way. So I'm all about just aiming higher and just humbly praising my Lord and humbly praising the higher and just understanding the balance of everything and really just appreciating my life and appreciating the lives of all of us. You know, we all have today, so today's a blessing. So all y'all stay blessed. Continue on. Love yourself. Don't love others. Love yourself first, and then you can love others. You know what I mean? And that doesn't mean in a disrespectful way. You know, and love your mother, love your father if you have them. You know, love the ones that were there for you through the struggle, not the ones that are there for you when you got it all.
Well, Teofimo, wish you all the best, and we'll catch up Media Week.
You got it.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Bye, Fight fans. Hey, Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking this icon right here and hit the bell button below so that you can receive an alert every time we upload a new video.